Well, where are you working?
At Pizza Hut.
At where?
Pizza Hut.
I love that crust because I love Pizza Hut pizza.
Bring the pizza.
Should have brought you some.
Don't bring me a pizza. You can't do that.
I know.
But
You bring me one.
you can bring your
Your attorney.
You can probably see he's a big fan of pizza. Anyway, okay. Well, do we need?
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Jay Bellinger on behalf of Mr. McPherson. Can you please state your name for the record?
Doyle McPherson.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. We have had an opportunity to speak. It's my understanding that Mr. McPherson would be availing himself to the offer by the prosecutor. I will have him put that on the record if he doesn't mind so that I don't put my foot in my mouth.
Your Honor, he could plead guilty to the charged offense of trespassing. The township has a sentencing agreement, which would entail a year-long probationary period. At the end of that probation, if he successfully completes it, the case would be dismissed pursuant to the prosecutor's deferred program.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I will also indicate as a part of that particular probationary term, he would be required to complete and cooperate with all of his mental health treatment plan.
And that is our understanding, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McPherson, you heard the plea offer and sentence agreement that has been placed on the record, sir?
Yes.
That's what you want to do? I'm sorry, what did you say, sir?
I said I hear. What, you say something else? It's a yes or no. Yes.
All right,
Yes.
thank you. Please raise your right, please don't yell at me, sir. Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
It's right here.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You may lower your hand. I'm going to go over some rights that you have, Mr. McPherson, that you're going to be giving up by entering into this plea. Okay?
Well,
Is that a yes?
yes. Yes, I'm sorry. This is not saying
Apologies, Your Honor. We have some
just because about your money and
comprehension stuff.
I'm sorry, what did you say,
I
Mr.?
apologize, Your Honor. There's just some comprehension issues here, so we apologize. I think that his guardian is probably talking to him, Your Honor. All right, looks like they're trying to get back on, I think.
Mr. McPherson, are you there? I don't know if today's going to be the best day for this, and it may need to occur in person, to be honest.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right. I am going to just have this occur in person if we're going to be able to take this plea.
Okay.
And I'm going to schedule this. No, look at the, I don't think we have days earlier than November 15th.
You know what I'm saying? That's ignorance.
That's not enough. Okay.
hello.
Wait.
Hello, are you his guardian?
Yes.
I don't think this is going to work out today. I think he's a little too agitated, and I think we probably need to do this plea in person.
Don't do it in person. It's best to do it this way.
Well, he should probably be informed that it's best that he come in person and not behave like that.
He has a disability. You can't tell him not to behave like that when that's part of his disability.
Your Honor, We apologize. There are some agitation issues here with regard to his disability. I suppose I should have warned the court in the breakout room of that, and that is on me, and I will accept that. So that is our working issue here, and I don't know how easy this would be in person versus I would kind of defer to his guardian on this one. I understand the court's order is the court's order. We will do whatever the court would like. But I just want this to go smoothly for the court as well and to be efficient.
Well, so far it's not being any of that.
I understand.
So I don't know how it doesn't work like this.
I believe that if we could adjourn this maybe till after 11:03, then that way he's under full legal guardianship too. She can have these conversations with him in the interim, and then we can move forward from there if that works with the court.
We can do that, but she can never make the plea. He's got to be able to do this.
He's willing to make the plea now.
Okay.
I just was speaking with him to explain what she was saying.
All right, we'll try it again. He needs to be on the call.
Here, hold this. Here you go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You best make a plea.
Mr. McPherson,
Yes.
is it true that you want to enter into this agreement, sir?
Yes.
I'm going to go over some rights that you have that you're going to be giving up by entering into this plea. You need to be able to listen to me and tell me whether you understand them or not, okay?
Yes.
You have the right to have a trial by a jury. Did he ever get sworn in? I don't even recall if that happened.
Yes.
Okay. You have the right to have a trial by a jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you, and you get an order signed by this court to require that those witnesses come to court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to have to see, hear, and question any and all witnesses that are called by the prosecutor against you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you also understand that you have the right, in this particular case, to be a witness for yourself? Or you could choose not to comment and to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you also understand that if you chose to remain silent and not say anything, the prosecutor could not comment on that?
Yes.
And if you chose to, you could be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt to these particular charges. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yeah. Yes.
So I need to make sure you understand the charge that you're pleading to. You're pleading to a charge of trespass. That is a misdemeanor, and that's a crime called a misdemeanor. And it could carry up to 93 days in the Washtenaw County Jail and or up to $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So by entering into this plea, you're going to be giving up all those rights that we just talked about. Do you understand that part?
Yes.
All right. And so there won't be a trial of any sort. Okay.
Yes.
And in addition to that, if you were on probation, parole, or bond at the time that you actually committed this offense, which was July 31st, then you could be in violation of that parole, that bond, or probation. Were you on any of those things?
No. No.
And in addition to that, if you are not a U.S. citizen, you could have immigration consequences. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
All right. That's to the charge of trespass upon lands or premises. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we placed on the record today to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay. Anyone threatening you in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the date of incident, okay? On July 31st, 2023, were you at the vicinity of 1621 Holmes Road?
Yes.
And had you been told that you could not come back there and given a notice to not come back to that address?
Yes.
And you went there anyway?
Yes.
I find that there's a factual basis for the plea. It has been willingly and knowingly made. Are you satisfied, Mr. Burnett?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Sentencing in this case will be on November 22nd, 2023 at 9:00 a.m. I'm sorry, 10:00 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor, very
In
much.
You're welcome. In the meantime, sir, you're gonna need to call the probation department and they're gonna need to have an interview with you, okay?
All right.
Okay. Did you or your guardian write down the phone number when I handed it out earlier today?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, thank you. Please call them tomorrow after 9:00 a.m. so that he can schedule his appointment to have that interview done, okay?
I will do that.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you all back here on that date. Bond is continued.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, you already.
Fine. On Mr. Petrie, it's a bond hearing, huh?
Right, Judge.
Motion to reduce the bond. What's it?
$250,000.
Okay, we call 23 CR 1654, the state of Texas versus Jamil Petrie. You're Mr. Petrie? Present with your attorney, Mr. Jackson, and the state's attorney. You understand fully, sir, here you've been indicted on, just recently, in the last week or so, for the second-degree felony of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And if convicted, you face no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. It's a serious second-degree felony with the use of a firearm. So those are serious matters. Do you understand what you're charged with and the punishment range applicable? Right now, the bond currently is set at $250,000. There's a motion to reduce the bond that's just been filed. And of course, as in all bond cases, we look right at Article 17.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The nature of the offense and circumstances under which it is committed are to be considered. So let me look at this probable cause affidavit real quick. You live in Beaumont? Are you still on Magnolia Street?
No,
You don't live there? Where do you live?
I live in Orange, Texas, 110 Strickland.
Now, Judge, that was his address prior to the offense. If released, he will be living in Beaumont with his parents.
Yes, sir.
Where's that,
At 0 Point.
sir?
At 0 Point.
Do you know I don't believe he knows the address, Your Honor, but it's Azure Point Apartments in Park.
That's not 2153 Magnolia?
No, sir.
Okay, on the 110, going back, on Orange, what was the street? 110 what?
110 Strickland.
But you intend to live with your parents,
Yes, sir.
and what will, do you even know the street name?
No, sir.
Somebody's waving over there.
That is his mother.
Well, maybe we need to.
We will call. I do
Address.
plan on calling her, Judge.
And Your Honor, just to be clear, the defendant also has another case from June 2nd, engaging in organized criminal activity from June 4th, 2022, that was just indicted.
I don't have that.
When was indicted?
What was it done? On 10/11 as well? Did you know that?
Yes, sir. We are aware of that. He was released on accusation on that, and he was not aware that there was a warrant issued in that case. But I believe the underlying offense there was related to car thefts, nothing violent.
An automobile is the second most expensive item most people ever own.
Understood, Your Honor.
I call that serious.
It was indicted on July 27th, Your Honor.
What's the cost number?
Yeah. What's it cost them?
It is 22-40280.
Haven't made the meeting on that.
That's correct.
Kevin, did you know about this case coming up?
Jamal Petrie.
Uh-huh.
Yes, there's been some confusion between the different cases, and I did an email yesterday to both Mr. Ham and to Ellie showing what my understanding is that I think like in the jail on the jail screen, for example, it shows that Jamil is incarcerated under an indictment number that's actually Jamal. It's already confused there.
Well, it all needs to get fixed.
I don't know how to fix their.
For the sake of clarity, is the engaging in organized criminal activity, are we sure that that's Jamil and not Jamal Petrie? Because that is
It should be
It's
Jamal.
What it says in.
I'm looking at Odyssey, it says JAMAAL.
Okay.
That's Jamal.
that's Jamal.
What's the date of birth?
Date of birth is 7/7/04.
That's yours.
Yes, sir.
Same date of birth.
But I did receive notice that was appointed on Jamal, but it's listed under Jamil in the screen.
Okay. Can you get the probable cause affidavit on that one, please?
I'm gonna push the indictment on the local file.
Okay.
But it should be on the jail screen.
Yes.
Yeah. on the jail screen.
Okay, here is that indictment for the file.
It's showing 2153 Magnolia Street, the same address as this indictment as well.
They lived together in Orange. Did y'all live together on Magnolia Street?
Yes, sir.
So.
Brothers, your brothers.
Yes.
You're not twin brothers.
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
There you go, Judge.
I don't know that it creates a conflict for me necessarily, but on June 5th of 22, I was appointed to represent Jamil on an evading arrest, which I don't know whether it was refused by the DA's office or not. I've never gotten anything else since then. And I believe I'm appointed to represent Jamal on the engaging. But in the jail screen, it lists that that indictment number as the new.
The voting was refused,
It was refused, that's fine.
but that wasn't.
But at some point I was the court appointed attorney for Jamil.
Okay, it's it's 22-40280 is JAMAAL Petrie. Date of birth 7704-2153 Magnolia Street. In the probable cause affidavit, it says Jamaal, JAMAAL Petrie, 7704 2153 Magnolia. I mean, that's what they're showing. So while we're trying to figure out engaging in organized criminal activity case, and that was committing the offenses of unauthorized use of a vehicle and burglary of motor vehicles and evading arrest or detention. And this is consisting of the defendant and Victor Green, John Fouts, and Nicholas Boutte. Those guys. This one, the aggravated assault, the probable cause affidavit says on Sunday, earlier this month, October 1st at 3:27 in the morning, when most people ought to be in bed, unless they're working. Officers located a victim suffering from injuries from being assaulted by several individuals with weapons. The victim is rushed to a hospital, listed in critical condition, and placed on a ventilator. Do you know what the status of that person is? Detectives reviewed video footage and discovered the victim was struck numerous times in the face and head with fists, feet, and guns. Through the investigation and examination of the video footage, the identities of the suspects were revealed and confirmed by Beaumont Police, who has dealt with them in the past. James Petrie, Jameel Petrie, JAMEEL, DOB 7704, was identified in the video wearing a black and gray hoodie and a green backpack. The defendant is seen striking the victim and participating in the assault along with several other subjects.
And Your Honor, he was also identified by Officer Visser as carrying a handgun as well in the video from the Shell station.
My understanding is there's no allegation.
Hold on. We're talking about, let's don't mix these two cases. You're talking about what I'm just talking, what I'm just reviewing, the probable cause affidavit in 23 CR 1654.
Yes, Your Honor.
So then the question is, who's this Petrie in 22-40280?
We'll have to look at that, Your Honor, and get that sorted out. They have the date of birth as Jameel Petrie on the indictment. They have the name Jamal Petrie on the indictment. So we'll
And the
have
address for both.
Right, and the address for both of them.
And so I currently have that cause number you just said as an open file in my office.
Well, no, but what do you
Which
know
one?
about? Have you talked to the defendant?
No, I don't believe so.
Well,
I
We got a problem here.
I don't have the file with me. I can't tell you what I've done. I don't have it memorized, but
What's a bond on this 40280?
It was 15,000 on the engaging in organized criminal activity.
And the jail screen does show that it is Jamil.
that Jamil is being held on the indictment that lists Jamal as the defendant. That's what it shows on the jail screen.
Okay. Let's see. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Petrie, will you state your name for the record?
Jamil Petrie.
I'm sorry.
Raise your right hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You solemnly swear or affirm any statements you make today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Lower your hand. Go ahead.
Now state your name for the record.
Jamil Petrie.
Okay, prior to your arrest on October 4th, where were you living?
Orange, Texas.
And who were you living with at that time?
My brother and his girlfriend.
Okay. And do you understand that if you were to be able to make bond, it's very likely the judge would require that you have no contact with your co-defendants, and that would include your brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you understand that living with your brother would be out.
Yes, sir.
So where would you be living if you were to be released on bond?
I'll be living with my dad and my mom in the 0 point.
And what are your parents' names?
Jamal Petrie Sr. and Jamie Horace.
Okay. And you've already spoken with them about this arrangement?
Yes, sir.
And why do you want to live with your parents at this point?
It's just home. I got siblings. I feel like I'm in a good environment. No.
Got it. So you understand that you've made some bad decisions in the environment that you have been living in.
Yes, sir.
What are those bad decisions?
Just hanging around wrong crowd.
Judge, I'd rather not have him admit to any of the officers.
You brought it up. You're opening the door. I mean, or needs clarification.
Well, he's answered the question. Judge, just hanging with the.
Sir, I'm going to make a bond decision. If you want to restrict what I'm going to inquire, it stays pretty global here when we open the door on bond hearing. Nature of the offense and the circumstances under which it was committed are to be considered, not maybe, are to be considered. And the other bail factors under the court decisions, work record, family ties, ties to the community, length of residency, prior criminal record, whether the defendant has previously complied with bond conditions, outstanding bonds, any aggravating factors of the charged offense are to be considered. But you go into them and we're going to elaborate so that I can make a fair consideration. Or if he doesn't want to speak, that's okay. But I can only make a consideration on what I know.
Yes, sir.
Understood, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Were you born and raised in the Beaumont area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you own a car?
No, sir.
Do you have any assets that you own that you could help sell to help you make a bond?
Um,
Do you own a valuable TV, a gaming system?
yes, sir.
What kind of gaming system do you own?
PlayStation.
PlayStation 4 or 5? About how much do you think that's worth?
I honestly don't know. It depends if I sell it like to a pawn shop or
Just
gaming
an
store.
estimate.
Probably like 250, 300.
Okay, would you be willing to sell that to make a bond?
Yes, sir.
Do you own anything else? Any other assets? TV? Okay. So if you don't own a car, how do you plan to make it back and forth to your court dates to check in with pretrial services?
My parents.
Okay. And so you've already spoken with your parents about arranging transportation?
Yes, sir.
Before your arrest, what type of work were you doing?
I was being trained for like hands-on stuff.
What'd you say?
My uncle was I was being like trained for like hands-on stuff. My uncle,
Training for hands-on.
yeah, electronic work. My uncle's taking me on a trip for electronic work.
So your uncle works as an electrician
Yes, sir.
and he was training you to work with him.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did y'all have any projects coming up?
Yes, sir. In Louisiana,
Okay. And how long was that project supposed to last?
a month.
Okay. Do you have any employment lined up for when you're released?
Yes, sir.
Where?
Waterburger
Which Whataburger?
on Dollar.
Okay. What's the highest level of education that you've attained?
I have my high school diploma,
From which school?
Westbrook High School,
Okay. And what year did you graduate?
2022.
So it's fair to say that there's plenty of opportunity out there for you.
Yes,
Okay. Let's talk about your criminal record. Were you ever arrested as a juvenile?
yes, sir.
For what?
This is for a motor vehicle.
Unauthorized use of a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were there any guns involved in that offense?
No, sir.
Any type of violence?
No, sir.
What were you sentenced to on that?
I sat in there for probably like a week and a half, and they gave me 6 months probation.
Okay. Did you successfully complete that probation?
Yes, sir.
Did you, while you were on bond for that offense, did you ever fail to appear?
No, sir.
Did you ever fail any drug tests during that period?
No.
Yeah, Judge, I had some questions about the organized criminal activity, but with the confusion, I'm just gonna skip over that. Do you have any other arrests?
No, sir.
Do you have any criminal convictions at this point?
No, sir.
To the best of your knowledge, do you have any other criminal charges pending?
No, sir.
As far as this aggravated assault is concerned, there's no allegation, to the best of your knowledge, there's no allegation that you struck the complaining witness with a gun, is there?
No, sir.
Do you understand that as a condition of your bond, you would not be allowed to own or possess a firearm?
Yes, sir.
Are you married?
No, sir.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
What's her name?
Ava McKnight,
And how long have y'all been together?
4 years.
Wow. Okay. Do y'all have any children together?
One on the way,
Okay. When are y'all expecting a child?
November 12th.
If you were able to make bond, the judge is probably going to place several restrictions on you. If the judge were to require you to get a GPS monitor, would you be able to afford that?
Yes, sir.
Would you be able to comply with a curfew if the judge were to require that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about weekly check-ins with pretrial services?
Yes, sir.
Would you be able to pass weekly urinalysis?
Yes, sir.
We talked about this, but would you be able to comply with the restriction that you not have contact with any of your co-defendants?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before I pass you to the state, is there anything you'd like to say to the judge?
Yes, sir. I know looks like a bad situation, but this is not what I want to portray myself to be. And if you do give me a chance to get my bond reduction and knock it out, I could probably anything, everything, ask me to do. No more charges or anything. That's it.
Pass the witness.
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Nothing? Okay. What else?
Judge, I'd like to call Jamil's mother, Jamie Beecher, to the stand briefly.
Okay. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm any statements you make today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth for this hearing. So help you God.
I do.
No, you're not.
Your name, and
Please.
Okay. Ms. Petrie, what is your relationship to Jamil? Okay. And is this your biological son? Okay. And how long have you been in his life? Okay. And how would you describe Jamil? Is he a good kid?
he is actually.
Date of birth.
He's very
You said.
Okay.
Yeah, very smart.
Are you aware of the charges against Jamil? And despite that, are you willing to allow him to live with you should he be released on bond?
Yes,
Where do you live?
6355 Chin Lane, Beaumont, Texas, 777
Okay. And is that an apartment or a house?
apartment 2208.
Okay. And who lives in that household?
Me, I'm not saying.
Go back.
How about you?
Mhm.
My oldest son, my baby's boy, Jamil. Well, it's confusing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you clarify the pronunciation?
His oldest, he's there, my youngest was Jamil.
Didn't show it.
Okay. Okay, so you
My
do,
baby girl,
got it. You do understand that if Jamil is released from custody, it would likely be a condition of his bond that he had no contact with his brother. Are you prepared to enforce that restriction? Okay. And so you understand that you would, if Jamil was in your household, Jamal would not be allowed to come and live there as well. Okay. Jamil testified that he doesn't own the car. There's likely to be a number of court appearances and check-ins with pretrial services. Are you prepared to help him get to and from those court appearances? Do you work, Ms. Petrie? Where do you work? And how long have you been in that line of work? Okay. And what about your husband? Does he work? Okay. And how long has he been in that line of work?
He just started, he too is an electrician, but right now the work is slow. So right now he's a DJ.
But it's fair to say that your husband keeps gainful employment. Is it fair to say that you and your husband are law-abiding citizens?
Yes.
Okay. And this is a tough one, but if it comes to your attention that if Jamil is released on bond, and it comes to your attention that he is not complying with his bond conditions, not doing what he's supposed to do, would you be willing to call the court and report him?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No question. Your Honor.
Okay, he doesn't live with you?
Not at this moment, but when he gets out.
No, I'm talking about when he's not in jail. Was he living with you?
He's living in Orange with my other son and his girlfriend.
Okay, that is all. Thank you. Next.
No other witnesses, Your Honor. Just argument.
Look at this printout on the organized criminal activity case, the other case, and it's showing date of birth 7704. And they're showing Jamal, Jamaal Petrie, not Ameel. Except for the misspelled name, everything else matches up with the defendant's information on this case. So if anybody needs copies of this, that's no, I don't know how much information I can use from that in making this decision. Do you know for sure this is, or is the state saying this memo is the same Petrie that's on the organized crime case?
No, we'll get that figured out today, Your Honor. I'll look through it and try to
It
make
has a
sure
lot
we
to
can
do
get
with
that.
what the court does.
Yes, sir.
Because
Judge, he's booked in the boat under Jamila Petrie in the jail. He's booked in for the engaging in organized criminal activity and the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Also his the mug shots that they have are the same on both cases as far as it's the same person. So I don't know if that's helpful at all. But that's what we have and also compare.
And I think there may have been some confusion with the AKAs.
Oh, there's some
Each
confusion.
of them has the AKAs on there with.
when was he booked in on 22-40280?
That was on October the 5th, I believe, 4th, I believe.
Same day, Judge.
The same day he was arrested on the second case?
The same jail ID number on both cases as well.
So the indictment is handed down on July 27th, 2022, and he was just a fugitive
Correct.
until
Until he was arrested.
he's arrested
Correct.
on October 1st of the following year,
Correct.
15 months later.
Yes, sir.
16. All right, let's say it's you. That's the way the bookend is.
So I'm thinking that in light of that, that the indictment that is indicting Jamal, who I'm supposed to be representing, is probably an incorrectly worded indictment as far as who the defendant is.
All
Maybe
other
need to be
information
dismissed
shows it's,
nonetheless.
all other information points to this defendant as being the one who is purported to have
Yes, sir.
been charged with that. So how they got his brother's name, nobody can tell me.
It would seem that if it is incorrect, then it would need to be just a dismissed indictment and then a re-indictment with the correct name. That's what I'm suggesting, which would mean it wouldn't be pending.
No, that's not true. No, you can be indicted under a name and be the different person. We don't know. I mean, how that happened. It could be, but it's the caption. Now, the body of it seems to say the same as well. Well, if there are two different people that we can identify, two different people with those two different names associated somehow with this matter as brothers, then it's probably the wiser thing to go back into the grand jury and fix that first case if it needs to be fixed.
Yes, sir.
But y'all are the ones that are going to be the burden of proving that's who that is. But on this case, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reduce the bond to $125,000. But a couple of things. If you make that bond, you will be on home confinement. You will have a GPS device. You can go nowhere except to school, if you're going to school, to work, and to get food and to medical attention in the most direct route possible. This is a disturbing case where it's represented the way the probable cause affidavit is. You and others acted as a pack of wolves and attacked somebody. 3 or 4 of you attacked one person and beat them almost to death. That's what it's alleged. That's disturbing, to say the least. And the way that is written, court can take that into consideration in its bond. It's a high bond because that is not humane. And the other question I have is, why aren't you in bed getting ready for school or work or something else at 3 a.m, except other than what the grand jury says, you're out with a bunch of pack of wolves beating up people to almost their death? That's the rhetorical question. You don't have to answer that. But you're talking today to me about how wonderful, how your great ideas are. But this allegation is completely different from what you're being portrayed. Now, presumption of innocence is there. I believe it. I wrote the article. So I believe in the presumption of innocence, but the probable cause affidavit identifies you as doing this. So this is a very serious matter, and I don't even know what the status of the victim is. I mean, he was on the brink of death, according to the way I read this.
When I spoke with Mr. Ham about it on Friday, he had not received an update on that.
Well, it's not good. And if we're going to have to deal with this other one, that bond is going to be revisited if that's you on this other bond. It's not $15,000. I can change the bond at any time for good reason. And based upon this additional matter, which would have been, if it's you, this would have been a charge of an act committed after the first one, which is not good. which shows a propensity here to be charged with criminal behavior, which is, in that is an organized group, an organized criminal activity, which means you've got groups of people which do more damage. So it's bad if that's you. And the bond will be raised if we get confirmation that's who it is. Okay, just to let you know. And until I can get that confirmation, the bond he has no bond on that first one until I can figure it out.
The 224028
Yeah.
road. there's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, we're just not clear on that. And I'm with the state.
Yes, sir. We'll get
Stand
on that
by
today.
a decision. Okay,
Yes, sir.
please, as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Because this constitution's at issue.
Yes, sir.
Anything else on this?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. That is all. Yes, sir. We got a next event. We're gonna have to, an announcement, sir. You gotta get a resetting for the next event, an announcement. How much time do you want on that? Like 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
That, 8 weeks ago, right?
Okay, yes, sir.
Send you an email.
Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Jackson.
I'm-
Color me amazed once again. Okay, for Donald,
Yes.
826, that's the first one. That's
Ronald is right off.
okay.
Let me get it.
Here's. Look. Okay, Marvin, your last answer. You have Donald.
I am
With a D. That's you, Donald?
And
Well, although we try to do this, we generally aren't able to get the brothers together
right.
on a docket. But we're able to do it today, which I guess is a familial good thing. I guess everybody gets to see each other. Okay, on Donald Barnes, Mr. Barnes, as you know, you were charged here with the first degree felony of manufacturing or delivering of a controlled substance in a school zone of all things. Plus, it's even worse than that. In 92, you were convicted of a third degree felony of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle in the 252nd District Court. So if found guilty, your punishment is a minimum of 15 years to life. Minimum of 15 years imprisonment. You may find that funny, but people don't think that these accusations, manufacturing methamphetamine or controlled substances in a school zone, we don't find that amusing one bit, sir. So don't think it's funny, unless you have something about kids trying to get a safe education.
I never
Then-
seen Will.
Yeah, but you laughed. You thought it was funny, and it's not funny. All right, what are we going to do today, sir?
Judge, this one, like I was saying, there's some video disturbing that's ready for me now. I'm gonna get it this afternoon, so I just need time to look at it.
Okay, how, like
30 days, 4 weeks.
4 weeks? Okay, reset 4 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hey Langston, let's get Ronald up here.
He's here, and I have Kiana too. Yeah. And I just got the video as well.
Yeah. Okay, Ronald Barnes. That's you?
Yes, sir. And that's his twin brother.
Yeah. You're charged also with the same serious offense here in 23 CR 827.
Yes, sir.
With the first degree felony of manufacturing or delivering a controlled substance in a school zone. And you as well have prior convictions going back to 95. That was a controlled substance conviction in this court. Thereafter, that was final. You committed, according to this indictment, the felony of illegal possession of a controlled substance and was convicted in 2006. Thereafter, that became final. You committed the offense of illegal possession of a controlled substance in 2012. So you're looking at habitual felon status. You're looking at no less than 25 nor more than 99 years confinement or life imprisonment. What are the bonds on these two guys? I mean, especially Ronald here. How in the world, who set the bond? And with this rich history of the same type of offense and is now committing a habitual felony, I can't imagine the bond is low. That's defies logic.
$100,000, Judge.
You posted $100,000 bond.
Not me,
Who did?
my people.
Your people.
Ain't got no money. I don't have no money.
No, you got access to money.
No, I don't.
I'm sorry, somebody posted a bond for you. That just doesn't happen. Strangers don't do that. $100,000. You think just people just give money away? Both of them. What other conditions of bond are there? I don't want you ambling about the community. You're going to be on home confinement. So is your brother.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to have a GPS. So I know where you are at all times. And you're going to have a drug patch.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you don't have a choice.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, this is a consistent pattern of serious controlled substance convictions. I mean, do you see anything wrong with this?
Can I say something?
Do you see anything wrong with your criminal history?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yes.
here on this case. You're presumed innocent. You haven't been convicted of anything yet,
Yes, sir.
but you have been convicted,
Yes, sir.
according to this, of the same kind of behavior.
Yes, sir.
Dating back, sir,
Yes, sir.
30 years.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we don't, in a school zone. I mean, our community's got all kinds of problems. You're one of them. You're the problem. We're struggling, and then you're manufacturing drugs so that when the kids walk to school, they walk right by it. That's not right. That's terrible. Do something else. That makes the world a better place, not ruins it. You can shake your head, but I'm saying the truth. That's just terrible.
You do, sir.
Well, fix it. You have free choice, free will.
Yes,
You
sir.
made the choice in these other cases. Now, we'll see what happens on this,
Yes,
but
sir.
Judge, you have the same bond conditions for,
yeah,
Donald as well?
yeah. I mean, they're manufacturing, and the drug patch will show something up if they pull that again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, the next event is what? Announcement?
Yeah, no.
4 weeks. I gave you
Just
4 weeks.
Bro,
All right.
you mind putting them on the same day, Judge? The
Sure.
brothers?
The brothers on the same day. All right. Get them resetting, sir, right there. On Mosaic.
Yeah, she's here,
Yeah.
and that's just an initial
Yeah.
setting.
Yeah.
But I just want you to put her on an announcement.
Well, she needs to come out. Is she?
You know, that she.
Oh, Dan?
He's here. No, no, no.
Fiona? Oh, sorry.
Hey,